Alrighty, so in this video I'm going to show you how to correctly export your video sequence with the captions into a format where you can toggle on your captions or toggle them off. So as you can see, I've got my sequence. This is a video that I just finished up for my very last Human Anatomy 23. It was an hour and 7 minutes long. It took me a bit, but now we're ready to export. As you can see, I've got all my captions here. Move them around, proofread it. I like where they are. So now it is time for me to export. You need to be sure that your sequence is selected. You can tell it's selected because you see the blue line surrounding it. Let's say I click off. Now I've got this section selected. I need to be sure I have this selected. You go up to File, and you go to Export, and you want to hit Media because it's whatever you have selected. So you need to be sure that you have your sequence selected. If you want the keyboard shortcut, it is Command M. So now we have our settings, our export settings. So you want to be sure that you have it saved as a QuickTime video because that is the format that will make it so the captions can toggle on and off. And it's in one file. If you choose any of these other ones, you can have the captions the toggle on and off, but you're going to have a second file. They call that a sidecar file that's going to ride along, and we don't want that. We want it all in the same file. So we're going to select QuickTime. Depending on how big your video is going to depend on the next part, but you want to go to your presets. So you want to export it as HD, and then you have several options here depending on the size of your video. I know that this is the correct size of my video is 720p. So I'm going to select that. And let me go show you how you can determine the size of your video. So we're going to go to Documents, and I'm going to go look at my raw file. Again, all of the files that I need for 23 are in here, so I can go back and find it easily. And if you select your file down here, it will give you the size, and you can see that is 1280 by 720. So that is the size of the video, so that's why we're going to export as a 720 because you want to do the smaller size of those two. So the other common one you might have is 1080. If you have to choose between these two, do the second one because the second number is your frame rate, and that is a very common frame rate. Otherwise, 25 will work, so if you forget that, don't worry about it, but we're going to select that. If you feel like doing some research and want to look up some of these other files, these presets, you can, but this one should work the best. Now come down here, you've got lots of different settings. Hold on, I'm jumping ahead. Now we need to know where to save our file. So if you come on here, it's going to give you the save as, and I'm going to go back to my documents, and I'm going to come here to capture because I want all of my captured videos to be in the same spot. So that way when it's time to upload these videos to the internet, I don't have to go searching for them. They're all in one nice location. Plus, it makes it a lot easier to copy it onto a thumb drive or to share it with your supervisor. And I'm going to put cap on the end, short for caption. That way, I know that this is a caption video. It's not a raw file. It's captioned. It's gone through the works. It has everything that you need. Hit save, and you can see the name of it is changed. And you can see if you look on here, output, it will tell you where you're captioning your video, where it's being saved to. Now if you come down here, you've got lots of settings. Effects, we don't want to do anything with effects. Video, we're going to leave the video alone. Audio, we like our audio. And now we're going to come here to captions. So you see you have an export option, and you have 4 options. We can either have no captions. We don't want to do that. This is going to create a sidecar file, which means it's going to create a separate file that links into our video file, and that is what actually has the captions. We don't want that, and we don't want the captions to be burned into the video because that means that the captions are always on there. You can't toggle them on or off, and we don't want that either. We want the student to be able to choose if they want the captions or not. So our last option is going to be embed an output file. That's what we want. So it's going to take the file that has the captions and it's going to embed it into the same file that has the video. So now we have one file that has both the video and the captions. So that's what we are going to select. Now you'll notice up here that the preset is going to change to custom. That's okay. We made a customized change because our default right here does not include the captions. So you still want to make sure you select this because it will save all of these, but it's custom because we made a change from the default. So you still want to come, select the one you want, and then add the captions. So, because if you do this very first one, then it exports it in this 32 gigabyte file and is pretty unusable. The information down here you don't need to worry about. Metadata, don't play with that. That's very technical, kind of interesting, hard to deal with. So now you either have the option hit export. If you hit export, it will just export in Premiere, or if you hit Q, it will load it up into Adobe Media Encoder. I'll give you an idea of what that looks like because I already have another video in here that is exporting. So the idea of that is that you can put the video in here and then it can be exporting in here and you can still be doing work in Premiere if you want. So it will load it into another program. If for some reason, which probably is the case, you don't have Media Encoder ready to go, that's okay. It will automatically open it for you. So most of the time you're going to hit Q. So it's going to add our video to the queue in just a second here, so we can see that it's ready. So we know that it is exporting as a QuickTime. Our presets are custom, and then it shows us again where we are going to be saving it and the name of that file. And as soon as this first file is done exporting, it will begin automatically exporting the second file. So you can minimize that. It's still doing its job. You can just let it set and worry about it, not have to worry about it. And then you can come here and you can start working on your next video. You can close this program, etc. So again, when you're ready to export, you go up here to File, Export, Media. One other note, if you look down here, this shows you the whole timeline. It will default by giving you everything. So, but if for some reason you see it like this, it's going to stop exporting at 37 minutes. So you want to be sure that it's stretched all the way because you want to get everything captured. So again, go up to File, Media, Export. You want to save this as a QuickTime. You want to save this as the setting here, HD 720p. Depending on your file size, come to Caption, do Embed in Output File. Make sure you save your file in the correct setting with the correct name. And then when you're ready, hit Q and it will automatically add it to your queue.